If you ever wanted to read someone's mind, truly understand what they're thinking, there are 3 essential techniques you need to master. Once you do, you'll start seeing right through people. But instead of jumping into the techniques, let me tell you a powerful story from Stoic philosophy that will show you exactly how this works. The blind brother and the king. Long ago, in a quiet little village, there lived 2 brothers. The older one was blind, so he stayed home most of the time. The younger one worked as a farmer, growing crops to feed them both. But wild animals kept invading the fields and destroying the harvest. The younger brother was constantly worried. Then he had an idea. He thought, "Why don't I ask my blind brother for help? He could sit in the field and scare off the animals by yelling when he hears them." So he built a small shelter in the middle of the field and placed his blind brother inside. He explained, "Brother, when you hear anything, any animal sounds, just scream. That should scare them away." The older brother agreed and began doing just that. Days went by. Every time an animal entered the field, the blind brother screamed and the creatures ran off. But then one day, a deer broke through the fence and ran off before anyone could stop it. Moments later, a royal hunting party appeared. The king himself was chasing that deer. When he saw the blind man in the field, he approached him and asked, "Old man, did you see a deer pass through here?" The blind man replied calmly, "Your Majesty, I'm blind. I cannot see. But I can tell you this. The animal that ran through here is not worth chasing." The king was shocked. "What do you mean? How could you know that without seeing it? Are you lying to me?" The blind man answered, "No, Your Majesty. I know that the animal you're chasing is actually a pregnant doe, and I've never heard of a king who hunts a pregnant deer. It's not worth your time." The king was stunned. How can this man know such a thing? He's blind. How can he be so certain? Curious, the king ordered his commander, "Bring me that deer alive. I want to see if he's telling the truth." The commander went after the deer, and sure enough, when he returned, he confirmed the blind man was right. The deer was pregnant. The king was amazed. He turned to the blind man again, now full of questions. "Tell me something," the king said. "You're either not blind at all, or you're the wisest man I've ever met." The blind man smiled. "Ask me anything, Your Majesty, and I will answer truthfully." So the king leaned closer. "Is my wife truly loyal to me?" The blind man laughed. "Your Majesty, you've been married for years. Why ask now?" But the king insisted, "You must answer or face punishment." The blind man paused. "Very well, but I need one favor in return. Leave me alone with your wife for just a few minutes." The king was furious at the request, but eventually he agreed. His guards brought the queen to the blind man and left them alone. As soon as they were alone, the blind man said to her, "My queen, I would like to touch you." The queen was horrified. She exploded in rage, kicking and hitting the blind man with all her strength. The king, watching from outside, smiled. When the queen left the room, the king asked, "How did you know she wasn't loyal to me?" The blind man replied, "Simple. I said I wanted to touch her. If she were truly pure, she could have simply refused, but instead she reacted with violent aggression. And in doing so, she touched me more than I ever asked. That tells me everything I need to know." The king nodded slowly. "You are truly wise. I have just one more question. Am I really my father's son?" The blind man sighed. Your Majesty, why bother with such a question? You are the king. What does it matter? But again the king insisted. The blind man finally said, "Very well, but promise you won't be angry with my answer." "I promise," the blind man spoke. "Yes, you are your father's son, but you are also under the shadow of a greedy merchant." The king's face went pale. He rushed to his mother and asked, "Mother, please tell me the truth. Was my father really my father?" She replied, "Yes, my son. Your father is truly your father, but I must admit during a difficult time we received help from a rich merchant. His influence still lingers." The king returned to the blind man in awe. "How did you know about the merchant?" The blind man chuckled. "Simple. You've asked me several deep questions and I've answered them all. And yet, you've not offered me a single coin. From this, I knew you were raised under the shadow of someone stingy." The king burst into laughter. "You're right. Ask me for anything and I'll give it to you. But before that, how do you always know what's true and what's not?" The blind man replied, "Your Majesty, I may be blind, but I can see better than most. I've trained myself to read people through their actions. The mind speaks a language, and that language is written on the body. Through this, anyone can learn to read thoughts. Let me share the 3 techniques with you. Technique number 1, watch the eyes. The eyes don't speak," he said, "but they say everything. Pay attention to where someone's eyes move during a conversation. Are they darting around? They might be anxious or lying. Do they avoid eye contact? They could be hiding something. If their eyes lock onto yours with steady focus, they may be sincere and engaged. Look at their pupils. Are they dilated? That could mean interest or excitement. Are they narrow? Maybe discomfort or dislike. The color of the sclera, the white of the eyes, also tells a story. Red or veiny, they're probably tired or stressed. And tired people reveal the most, they're less guarded. Facial expressions matter too. Watch the eyebrows. Raised eyebrows may signal surprise or curiosity. Furrowed brows often mean confusion or worry. The eyes are the first window to the mind. Technique number 2, read the face. Facial expressions are silent messages. A slight downward curve in the lips, sadness or dissatisfaction. A tight jaw, anger or tension. True smiles lift the cheeks and make the eyes sparkle. Fake ones, they don't reach the eyes. Pay attention to the small wrinkles around the eyes when someone smiles. Those are signs of genuine happiness. A furrow between the brows means deep thinking or emotional stress. Even a still face has something to say if you learn to read it. Technique number 3, observe body language. Our bodies betray our thoughts. Crossed arms, a defensive barrier, leaning forward, interest and engagement, restless fingers tapping the table, impatience or nerves. When someone frequently touches their face, they may be hiding anxiety or working through a big idea. These subtle signals are like a silent script. Learn the cues and you'll start reading people like books. But first, master your own mind. Before you can read others, you must quiet your own mind. As the blind man said, only when your mind is fully in the present can you tune into the thoughts of another. If your head is filled with noise from the past or worries about the future, you'll miss the signs right in front of you. So breathe, focus, be here now. Once you do that, you'll start seeing things no one else sees. If this story inspired you or taught you something new, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a powerful lesson again. Remember, wisdom is only valuable when you apply it. Start watching, observing, and mastering your mind, and you'll see the world like never before. See you in the next video.